Welcome to the online learning platform. Here I'll just spend a few minutes taking you over the platform and how to navigate your way around, submit assessments, receive feedback and make your way through the course. Okay, I've assumed that you've already logged into the online platform, and the first thing you'll notice on the left is a navigation area, and let's click on the My Courses option. You'll see here that it has the courses that you're currently enrolled in this case the course code BSB 51407, Diploma of Project Management. So we'll click on that, and eventually it will load up in the centre of the screen the relevant units. It'll also show you down the navigation panel on the left all of the different units. Probably the first thing we would do is how you view all the courseware. You'll notice there's a little tab to show by topic. Now what this allows you to do is if you want to jump to a different unit, this little tab here, it has each unit. So if I wanted to jump to say the project cost unit, I would click on that and you'll see it'll take me to all the learning activities to do with project cost. So once I've clicked on a unit, I can then work my way through that particular activity. Now again, on your navigation bar on the left you can see all of the modules related to that unit. So under project cost I've got here unit of competency, I've got a little learning package which is the activities, the lesson itself, and then it has some assessment activities and also formative assessment, which is just for your own benefit. In this case in project it has some quizzes. So let's say I wanted to actually move to, instead of cost, I've decided I'm going to start on the project scope. I can actually use the navigation on the left and start with the unit of competency. When that loads, that'll give me, if I roll my wheel through, that'll give me an overview of the unit and the objectives of that particular unit. Next you can see the scope presentation itself. Now that's the learning package, the lesson. This will take somewhere from 5 to 30 seconds to load, usually, depending on your computer. And this particular activity is a flash file, so you most likely won't be able to run it on an Apple iPad, for example. You'd need a Windows computer or a computer that can run Flash. So you can see it's loading up, and here's the first slide. Now if I just scroll down on the right, it's loading all the different slides for that unit, and I could read through those as I'm going through my learning material and the relevant chapter in the book. In the project course, these slides at the top left, it actually tells you there what item in the manual it's referring to. So we can see here we're in the PMBOK guide chapter 5.1. You can also navigate down the bottom there, navigation buttons. When you're finished, if you get to the end, you have an exit activity at the top right, or you can just click to go on to the next item. So we'll just wait for that to exit there. Takes me back to that unit, project cost, and let's say that I want to look at, say, the quiz for that unit. So if I click on the quiz, now this is a learning activity. It doesn't form part of the assessment in this particular example, and it's just warning me that they only get 2 attempts, and wait for it to load, of course, and then work your way through each multiple choice item. Now when you get to the end, I'll just scroll down there to the end, hit next, and it just tells me there that whether I've answered the questions, and it hasn't marked them yet. I'll say submit all and finish. It's warning me that once I've submitted that it is final. And here we can see it's given me a grade as a percentage. There's 12 questions and I got 1 out of 12 correct there in that example. You get 2 attempts for this particular quiz in the project unit. Once you've completed the quiz, you could then move on to the particular assessments. So if I look at assessment 1, wait for that to load, you'll see here that it has an overview of the assessment. Importantly, when it's finished, I'll need to upload my file. So normally you might want to print out that question and work through those activities. Once you've done that, you could then save those as Word documents, Microsoft Project files or whatever, and you'll click upload, and you will need to then browse to find that particular file to your hard drive. And we'll need to click upload again to find the file. I'll browse, and I'll find I have a test file here. Let's say it's called index, and I'll give it a name, the author, which would be the username, and upload. It'll take a few seconds to upload that file. If you have multiple files, I recommend you WinZip them first to compress them. There's a file size limit of either 8 megabytes or 20 megabytes, depending on the course you're doing in the unit. This one here says it has a maximum size of 8 megabytes, so just be aware of that. And once it's uploaded, I'll then save. I could add more, of course. If you want to add notes for your assessor, it's given me an option here to edit and add some notes. And, you know, sorry, it's just taking a while to load there. There we go. This is a sample assessment. We'll save. And you can see now that it says I've submitted a file called index, I've added some sample text, and when you're completed you must hit send for marking. Now that will email the assessor that it's waiting to be marked, and it's just warning me there that once it's submitted you won't be able to edit it. So we'll continue. If you did make a mistake, of course, you can always email your assessor directly and they'll assist you. We can see that that's now been submitted. Now when you hit submit, it does say here this was already submitted. That's just telling you that that particular assessment there has been submitted successfully, and then you'll wait for your assessor to reply. So let's have a look now at another type of assessment. Another type of assessment is just a text box where you type in your answer rather than uploading a file. Let's have a look under project cost at question 5. Just wait for that to load. And you can see here that this question just has about 4 components to it, and rather than upload it has an edit my submission. Now I've already written in their test, so that's why it's come up there with edit. So what we'll do is we would type in here, so it's asked us how was the project budget developed. So we might put in a number to relate there, and this is my response. So we type in our responses, blah blah, and once we've completed answering those questions we hit save changes. When we do that, that will automatically email your assessor that you've completed that task. So be aware, if you're not going to submit your answer, you really again might need to copy that question in, say, a Word document, type out your answer and then paste it in to submit that. So that's the overview of a unit, looking at the learning package and submitting an assessment. You can also at any time look at an overview of your course, and let's now do that. So to get an overview, let's collapse the course BSB 5.1, and you'll notice under settings we have a course administration area. If I click on grades, wait for that to load, here it will give me the grading and sometimes a percentage. Now be aware that with the Diploma of Project Management, the only grade you're interested in is competent or not yet competent. So these percentages are the quizzes, which are not part of the formal assessment, and we can see here that this person has passed the integration activity 3 and they've been assigned competent. There's a few other quizzes here that have been completed, but everything else is blank. And so this particular student has quite a way to go. We can see there's some feedback here as well from the assessor. So there's a brief overview of the course. Good luck, and remember, any questions at any time, feel free to email your assessor in the first instance, and if you're really stuck, give us a call. Good luck.